Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing here on this Tuesday morning? Let me just adjust that there. This is Reganelite here. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Hope you guys are all doing well. Scott Hayes, good morning to you, and anybody else lurking in the chats. Good to see you there. Just for those who don't know, this is Good Morning Show with Reganelite here on the 23rd of December. So close, I know, guys. Of the December 2025 at 11 a.m. UK time. We are dual streaming, not just on youtube.com/Reganelite, but we're also on twitch.tv/Reganelite1, just for reference as well there, guys. Oh, I must do that. That's the one thing I need to... yeah, I don't think I've got it on my... yeah, I don't have... I need to fix that. Sorry, guys. I keep forgetting that I need to add my Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon links for people, so to make it as easy as possible. That's one thing I keep forgetting to add because of my current situation. There we go. I will, like, once I get past this week into the new year, I'll be able to adjust. I just, because I've already set so many live streams, I have to adjust them manually there. So apologies about that. Unfortunately, I am still demonetized, for those who are wondering. As for, I have not had an update from YouTube. Well, specifically the person that I'm talking to. If I don't get an update from them, I'm going to talk to someone else and see if I can get an answer from someone else instead. Because, like, this person, I'm just going to say to them, look, this person is not helping me, is not answering my questions. All they keep deferring to the policies, and I'm like, the policies are not telling me what I've done wrong, and that's why I'm asking you to tell me what I've done wrong. So, which is what I'm going to try and chase up today, if possible. I'm not going to chase it tomorrow. I'm certainly not chasing it on Christmas Day. I'm not doing it Boxing Day, and I'm certainly not doing it over the weekend coming up, guys. It's just not worth the hassle. It's not going to be worth the hassle. Like I said, I feel like I'm not going to be able to really push more on this until the new year, come what. And I still, again, don't know about what's happening with my Google Pay, guys. I still have no idea about that as well. So... which is very annoying to say the least. But for those, but just putting all those issues aside, guys, for this hour, we're going to be looking at today's daily quota. We're going to be looking at today's weather as well, and the weather that's coming up over the next couple of days. And we'll be looking at UK news specifically as well. As for whether I will live stream later on today, I am undecided. I might do, I might not. I might just leave it because I do have other work that I need to do as well. And so I'm undecided whether I'm going to do a global news live stream or not, guys. I'm probably going to leave it, but I'll see. I'll see. If I do, it'll be very short notice, guys. Right, so let's get started with today's daily quota. Here is today's daily quota just for reference here. There it is, guys. If you can see it there. There we go. From Janet Gallagher Nesta there. And it says the following. It says, healing is achieved through turning on the light of your soul and allowing it to shine. Healing is achieved through turning on the light of your soul and allowing it to shine. It's hard for me to do that right now. It's hard for me to do that right now. It is a hard one there. Tomorrow's one for Christmas Eve is a nice one. Indeed, that's a nice one for Christmas Eve there. It's hard you guys. I'm not bullshit you guys. You know it's hard for me right now. You know. Right, let's have a look and see what's happening with the weather today, guys. Let's see what our big beautiful planet is looking like right now. Here it is in all of its glory here. Some snowstorms here and there, some rainstorms here and there. A few storms in all this kind of bits and bobs. We have one of the coldest places on the planet, Yellowknife in northern Canada there, negative 35. Still asking if anyone's going to be brave enough to go there one day. Ottawa, negative 6 there with they got a snowstorm right there. New York is definitely feeling the cold at 4 degrees there. Vancouver 6, San Francisco 13, Miami a nice warm 25 there, Mexico 15. Most of South America is feeling the nice warm tropical weathers as they would do, around 30, 32 there. Parts of Southern and South Africa there, you can see not too bad temperatures as well. 27, 20, 19, 21 there. Over on the other side of the planet. Sydney 20, Auckland 21, Perth 22, Darwin 27 there. Philippines 25. Tokyo 4, Beijing negative 3 there. New Delhi 13 there. Zooming in a little bit there, some of the other places in the Middle East there, we got those temperatures at Baghdad 15, Tehran 5 there. Cairo 16. Kuwait City there 18 as well. Also our friends up in Iceland, what's their temperatures like? They've got some rain and snowstorms there at 7 degrees there. That's not too bad for them. There, considering all things considered, Murmansk are there too. Well, we got some really... Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Apologies. We got some really chilly temperatures in Europe today, guys. I did warn that those temperatures are going to be dropping here. We got Madrid at 5 degrees, Lisbon at 13 there, with some rainstorms around Italy there. Good friend Max Robespierre in Italy will be experiencing some showers today. Nice 12, Rome 11, Palermo 9, Tunis 11 there. Parts of North Africa is also experiencing some tropical rain there. Tripoli there 12. Athens 14, Istanbul 10, Taria 12. And then most of Middle Eastern Europe here, you can see these temperatures staying really cold again. Good morning, Caroline. Hope you are doing well. Good morning, Witchy Goth as well. Hope you are both doing well. Yeah, I'm trying not... Yeah, it's so infuriating, Witchy Goth. I know. It's infuriating. Yeah. I know. Good to see you there. Guys, make sure you check out Witchy Goth's YouTube channel as well, if you can. Link is in the description for her, as well as many other great YouTubers as well. The Swiss Alps burn at 1 degrees there. Zagreb a chilly 4. Vienna 4. Chistu 1. Bucharest 3. Prague 2. Berlin 2. Warsaw very cold 0, as well as Kiev there. You can see it's much, much colder in Moscow there. Negative 13. St. Petersburg minus 5. They're very, very cold for them. We had negative 5, Vilnius, minus 7, minus 8 there. Oslo, 0 degrees there. So, very, very cold. Much colder today in Eastern Europe than it was yesterday. That is for sure. Paris and Brussels, 4 and 5 degrees there. Now, if we come to the UK here, we got today at around 6 o'clock here. London 7, Cardiff 6, Manchester 5, Dublin and Belfast 9 and 8 respectively there. And Edinburgh 7 degrees there. Like I said, there will be some showers, but most of the Christmas period we're expecting mainly cloudy. So that's what you should be getting, a lot of clouds in and around the UK here. If I just move it a bit more further, as I said, those temperatures are staying either the same or they're dropping a little bit around. And you can see overnight there, some of those temperatures 5, 5, 5, 4, 8 and 7 in Ireland, Northern Ireland respectfully there. Temperature winds are very low as well, but it's mainly just cloudy and cold. It's going to be overnight, guys, into Wednesday morning. And again, looks like, again, no forecast. Oh my god, apologies. No forecast of any rain or snow from the looks of it here. According to BBC Weather here, temperatures are remaining very cold on Wednesday morning here in some parts of the UK here. Manchester 3, Cardiff 3, London 5, Edinburgh 4 there. Belfast and Dublin 6 and 7 here. Moving on into the tomorrow afternoon there, the temperatures will pick up a little bit there, but not too bad here. 7, 8, 5 and 6 here on Christmas Eve here. Moving a bit more further on into the Christmas Eve evening. Again, it's going to be cold, but it's not going to be wind. It's not going to be much wind. It's not going to be any rain. Not going to be any snow whatsoever. It's going to be just cold. It's just going to be cold, guys. That's what it's mainly going to be there. If we go in from Christmas Eve into overnight into Christmas Day, early mornings there, we can see those temperatures there on Thursday, Christmas Day. 3, 4, 4, 3, 5, 6. Very cold in the morning there on Christmas Day. Temperatures, this is what we're expecting here. Again, no rain, no snow. Again, it's just very, very cold again. Temperatures staying roughly around about the same. They don't even go up that much at all on Christmas Day, guys. London 3, Cardiff 3. Yeah, just very, very cold. No signs of any change in temperatures, change in any kind of weather patterns whatsoever. Moving into Friday on Boxing Day here, temperatures are going to drop even more in some parts here from the looks of it. Cardiff going to be very cold at 1 degree, so parts of Wales are going to be experiencing very chilly temperatures as well. Let's just have a quick look for Boxing Day, see some of these temperatures here. Just for reference, yeah, you can see a lot, pretty much most of the UK for Boxing Day. Overnight, you can see those temperatures are going to be very cold indeed. Some parts are going to be 1, some parts are going to be 0, some 2s and 3s there. It looks like there are parts will be a little bit warmer, a bit more further up here, even in parts of Scotland here. Yeah, it looks like parts of Scotland are actually going to experience a little bit, tiny bit warmer. But I say only a tiny bit, but not a lot. But yeah, most of the UK again, 2, 3, 1 degrees. How's our friends doing over in Northern Ireland? They got roughly around about the same temperatures there as well. Pearl Castle Town 6, 6 there, so they're not going to be as bad there. From those looks of those temperatures there. But moving further on into Boxing Day here, those temperatures staying roughly around about the same. Going to be very cold again. No change, no wind, no rain, not much wind, barely any rain, no rain forecast, no snow forecast again. Moving into the weekend, have we got anything for the weekend? Weekend looks like again it's just going to be raining very, very cold there. And perhaps some clouds here and there, but no sign of any rain is what they're not forecasting any rain whatsoever there. Again, on Sunday, are we getting any changes? Looks like just some changes in temperatures. Looks like temperatures going to warm back up there from the looks of it on Sunday. Looks like Sunday will get we'll come back up a little bit. But yeah, the next couple of days, guys, it looks like it's going to be pretty much that's it. So after today, pretty much after today, guys, any rain you're getting today is going to be gone by then. And from tomorrow pretty much to the rest of the week, it is going to be cold. It's going to be low winds and going to be very frustrating indeed. No white Christmas this year. No. To be fair, like the chances of a white Christmas are extremely rare now. Extremely, extremely rare, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just going to be mainly very, very cold indeed. Just checking these. There, okay. Right, let's have a look at some of the news in the UK, guys. Some stories I can't open because they're behind a paywall. Such as the Times and the Telegraph we'll look at the headlines, but obviously I can't open them because they're behind paywalls, but we'll have a look and see what they say anyway there. Person there, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. I will just say this, guys, look, with the whole demonetization issue, like people who have joined the Patreon, people who have bought me coffees, like that will really help a lot, because it will just help over the next, it will just help once, it will help over the next, over into the new year, while obviously I wait to find out what's going on with my Google Pay. Like, if I get my Google Pay, guys, I'll be all right for a good while. I will be all right for a good while. It's if I don't get that money, then I'll be absolutely furious, because it will mean lots of people who have given super chats, memberships, and whatnot, will be for nothing. And it's not fair on you guys, the audience, who financially support me. For me, that's the thing that it's not just for me. It's upset me. Was going to just as much upset me, because in my opinion, Google are not entitled to that money, because it's money that you guys have given to support me and the work that I do. I understand that they have to take a cut of that, but it would be really deeply abhorrent that I wouldn't see a single penny of that money. But again, I don't have an answer of whether I'll get it or not. That's the most infuriating part. So, starting with the times here. Hoops popping, good to see you there. UK has just joined the Erasmus program, which includes plugging into the European energy grid. So expect lower energy prices from January onwards, because we have some of the highest in Europe. That's good to hear. Is that did they just announce that this morning? That's good news. That is some positive news there. Positive news indeed. Good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. So this is from the Times. They've got under politics. Sadiq Khan, the London mayor, has been accused of hypocrisy as TfL lines up Oyster deal with arms firm. So a Spanish company set to be handed a London underground contract months after the mayor criticised a defence affair it attended. That's don't have the full context, but that's definitely curious indeed. Starmer sticks to his red lines on the EU customs union. That position will change at some point. That's going to change at some point. Taxpayers to be kept in the dark over cost of public sector union duties. That's not right. More pubs pledged to ban Labour MPs over business rates. Like, that's just, like, for me, it's just, like, not... Like, at the end of the day, pubs can decide who they allow in and out. But, I do wish they wouldn't be so political about it as well. Like, I'm not a favour of some of the things that Labour have done. But I just think this ban on politicians, like, yeah, it just feels a bit pushing it, in my opinion. Barracks to house migrants within weeks as crossing tops at 41,000. Train drivers are on up to £80,000 a year, categorised as working class. Now, you have to be careful. Take that headline says up to 80,000. That does not mean every single tube driver is on 80,000, okay? 80,000 there. So take that with a pinch of salt there. Not every single tube driver is on that pay there. Kathleen Stock criticises civil servants joining Pride marches. Boiling live lobster to be banned under animal rights reform. Yeah, the lobster should be killed before being put in. I think the lobster should be killed before being put in a boiler. I think that's just really, really cruel to do it. Like, it should be killed before being put in that situation. Reeves local joins 1,000 pubs barring Labour MPs rates in protest there as well. Let's have a look at the front of the Times here, what they've got there. Any other stories here? What is this? Times data reform has a polling lead. This is this is their statistics and figures. This is what they've got here in terms of where they're polling, their latest polling intention here. Search for reliable statistics from the Times data team here. So right now they're predicting 29% of voters would vote for reform. Conservatives would vote. People would vote more Conservatives than Labour. Greens at 15% and Lib Dems at 13%. Okay. So that they're saying that, yeah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't. So they're saying it's gone up over the last couple of percentages. The Conservatives here is what they're implying. Yeah, I'm a bit sceptical of that. I'm a bit sceptical of that. New Banksy Arts in central London, a statement on homelessness. Very powerful indeed. New 100-ton fatberg found in London sewers. Yeah, the sewers problem in London is a major issue. More needs to be done to protect the sewage system. It's such an old system that we have in London. It's really, really problematic. Why wealthy non-doms are selling their London mansions to Arabs. Yeah, that needs to stop. I don't like that. Stories up in Scotland. Children's panels refused to intervene as Chelsea soars. A grandmother 75 first to be charged for abortion clinic protest. MSP stabbed in the back before fight for the selection begins. Royal family, no one cares. Well, I do care about them taking lots of our money. Doctor strike left abused woman in danger, says government advisor. Death rates when NHS cuts are back on nursing. Septus nearly killed Maya, but we trust our gut and got help there. That's a healthcare story in Scotland there. So those are some of the stories there from the Times there. Some interesting ones indeed. Let's see what the Tory Telegraph is saying today, guys. They got a big offer on for older men, stable balance shoes for everyday walking. If you guys are interested in that, I'm happy with my footwear at the moment. Thank you. Chris Rea dies 3 days before Christmas. Council's ordered not to adopt a 4-day week. Why? Why not? At the moment, Canal collapsed swallows boats. Yeah, we saw that yesterday. Britain's angriest man jailed for foul-mouthed tirade. There. Baramello reveals cancer diagnosis. Non-crime hate instances to be scrapped. So this is something I'm not happy about. The scrapping of non-hate crime instances are to be scrapped. So this means that it gives more carte blanche for people to abuse others freely and get away with it. Yeah, that's very scary indeed. I don't like that. All these are world news here. Trump defends Clinton over Epstein's hot tub photo. Trump defends Clinton. Okay. Russian general killed in suspected Ukrainian car bomb attack. I've got that in a short video. China preparing to fight and defeat Taiwan by 2027. Macron's butler accused of stealing tableware from Elise Palace. Wow. Russian cavalry hit by Ukrainian drones. Why would you be stealing tableware as a butler? Like, do you not get paid enough? US to build fleet of laser-armed Trump-class warships. Yeah, they're going to be named after Donald Trump. Yeah, these warships as well, guys. They're going to be named after him as well. How uncool is that? Ban children from social media says Britain's top pedestrians. No, I don't. Something needs to be done, that's for sure. Swap turkeys for cabbage soup to save planet, suggests the World Wildlife Fund. Yeah, good luck trying to tell people to stop eating turkey at Christmas. Don't pour gravy down the sink this for Christmas, water firm, please. Okay, so where do you suggest we pour the gravy then? So what, in the toilet? Like, what if we don't pour it down the sink, where do you pour it? And in all seriousness, like, okay, where do you pour the gravy if you don't pour it down the sink, guys? Like, where would they want us to pour the water? Because we can't leave it we can't leave it. We got to get rid of it. So if we can't pour it down the sink, where do we pour it? Answers on a postcard, please. Every driver arrested after 120 parcels stolen before Christmas. So we touched on this story yesterday, guys. It looks like someone got arrested after 120 parcels were stolen. So someone was bagging them for themselves, apparently, there from the looks of it. Interesting. Some interesting stories there from the Telegraph. Take it with a pinch of salt, of course, because it is the Telegraph at the end of the day. Let's have a look see what the Financial Times is saying here. UK exporters increasingly dissatisfied with EU's trade terms, the survey finds. More than half of those contracted by British Chambers of Commerce criticised the post-Brexit arrangements. What a surprise. Not. Don't think anyone should be surprised by that story. Good morning, Billy Kershaw. Hope you're doing well. House prices fall in half of London boroughs. Cheaper areas show more resilience in capitals. Two-speed market there. Excuse me. The UK is to ban boiling lobsters alive as animal welfare standards tighten. Yet we just saw that story. Minister set to lay out details for the Northern Powerhouse Rail scheme in the new year. Timelines and funding remains unclear for the proposals that has been promised for a decade. UK cannot ignore a deep sea threat from Russia, the head of Navy warns. No, it cannot. They can still take out our underwater cables, which are vital to our internet and whatnot. I think that's really, really concerning indeed. Jenkins tells FT that Moscow poised to deploy submersive to damage critical cables and pipelines. Foreign buyers snap up cheap UK companies as deal making hits a new high. Year saw 74% rise in takeover of British groups by overseas bidders, data shows. We're selling too much of our own businesses. Our own businesses do not have enough confidence. These are all opinion pieces there. Let's have a look at the front of FT there. Bet365 boss Denise Coates next £260 million in payouts. UK's richest woman receives increase despite fall in profits at family-run gambling empire. Is Christmas as good for the UK economy as it used to be? No, it's not, because people have less money in their pockets. We literally touched on the fact that people are saving less as well yesterday's live stream. AI debt boom at pushes. US corporate bonds sales close to record there. Donald Trump announces Trump-class battleships. Yeah, because they'll certainly pack a punch. No, I was kidding, obviously. House prices fall in half of London boroughs. That's a good sign. They need to fall. Ryanair has been fined 256 million euros in Italy for abusive strategy against online travel agents. Interesting. Very interesting. A stream of negativity and abuse. Why are Labour MPs still sticking with X? Because it is a source of information. It is a reliable... Is it a safe platform for politicians? Absolutely not. However, it is still a reliable source of information. UK exporters increasingly dissatisfied with EU trade terms survey finds. TikTok Chinese owner plans a £23 billion AI spend to keep pace with US rivals there. That's an exclusive with the Financial Times. Private credit funds pile into consumer desk as risks taking mounts there from the financial service. Russia rages, growth slows as wartime economy cools. Yeah, Russians are still somehow surviving. They're still surviving, although they are being ripped up. Although their economy is doing poor, people are much poorer as a result of the war. But they are surviving somehow. European Union moves against cheap plastic imports as recycling plant shuts. Yeah, we need to move more on this as well here in the UK. Yeah, we know about that story. Alcohol consumption falls to a record low in Britain as well. Interesting. Bank of England's alternative scenario for failing to bring clarity to rate policy economics warns. Interesting. Yeah, the alcohol consumption one is an interesting one. It's so expensive to buy. Beer. It really, really is. It's very, very expensive now. It's quite a difficult thing. I've noticed my screen is stuttering here. Is it stuttering on your end, guys? Do let me know in the comments. It's looking very stuttery here. I don't know why. Let me check the analytics here. 1 second. Stream health. Stream is healthy, it says. Okay. Alright, it's stopped now. Don't know why it was stuttery there. Okay, it looks like it's stopped. No, it hasn't stopped. Oh my god. Maybe it's the iPaper with all its headlines here. As long as you guys can hear me, that's the main thing, to be fair. You don't need to see a lot, to be fair. Just apart from what I'm reading out. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Right, let's see what they're saying here. How the UK rejoining the EU customs union would impact you. West Street has reignited debate around whether Britain should re-enter the continent's major trading system. Your stream is good. Thank you in person. I just wanted to double check. Plan to stop council workers earning for multiple jobs at taxpayer expensive. We saw that exclusive yesterday. Haven't really opened it up. Again, it's behind a paywall, that one. 3 major changes for Starmer as leadership speculation accelerates. And again, we saw that one yesterday. Mobility Boss gets pay rise to £900,000 despite scheme costing taxpayer £3 billion. I'm pretty sure we saw that one yesterday as well. Let's check the front of UK here. Why Trump softened cannabis laws. I think we answered that already. Yeah, we've seen those stories there. New Epstein images show Loretta sentence written on woman's naked skin. Oh my God. Do not want to see that. Any other stories here that we haven't seen? Yeah, we've seen all those stories there. No real update on the superflu fears. Yep, we know about that. New Epstein file shows US authorities wanted to talk to Andrew in 2020 there. Trump still wants to take over Greenland and he won't stop, according to analysis there. Unrestricted EU travel for Britain and Gibraltar will undo damage of Brexit. Ukraine's assassination campaign goes deep behind enemy lines. Threat of rebel MPs, set state schools. Yeah, and those are all stories we saw yesterday there as well. So those are all stories that we saw yesterday as well. Let's have a look at the Independent. Might go to some world news if just here as well, just potentially. So why has the government warned against this? Don't do 4-day working weeks, regardless of improved performance, government tell councils. The Liberal Democrat-run council in England has hit back at the government's warning, stating the change has been transformational. The government has warned England council leaders against introducing 4 days weeks for staff, despite studies show that they could be beneficial to workers. Steve Reed, the State for Housing, Community and Local Governments, has written to local authorities stating that they could be considered to be failing if workers receive a 4 week's wages for 4 days of work. In a letter to councils, Mr. Reed said local authorities should not be offered full-time pay for part-time work, Telegraph reported. What the hell? Why do you want people to suffer? So even though, despite studies showing it's beneficial to workers, there have been studies that have shown this. They're saying, oh no, you can't give them the same money for working less. Why not? Why not? People are struggling out there. This is outrageous. This government is so pathetic. Mr. Reeve reportedly wrote, the provision of the current guidelines and makes in relation to a 4-day week remains in force, and that I take the issue very seriously. In particular, that council staff undertaking part-time work for full-time pay without compelling justification would be considered an indicator among a wide range of factors of potential failure. I hope that makes my position on this matter and the government's policy unambiguously clear to all councils. We will set out further details in due course in the best value guidance. This is them basically saying if they want to go part-time, they have basically, you can't have a 4-day week unless you cut your wages, despite the fact that you can still perform at the same level. This is literally what they are saying here. This is literally what the government are saying here. Good morning, Pete's Music. Hope you are doing well. No worries. That's fine. My stream last night was bad, and Tans was on Sunday. I blame Russia. Says Wichigoff. Yep, I blame Russia for the streaming issues. I blame Boris Johnson actually for my demonetisation. I need to blame someone for it, so I'm blaming him. It was his fault I got demonetised. Liberal Democrat-led South Cambridgeshire District Council became the first local authority in England to move to a 4-day week on a permanent basis, making the decision in July, after which a trial which began in 2023. Mr. Reeves expressed his disapproval with that decision at the time, writing that District Council's housing services has declined. The Independent have approached the Ministry of Housing, Community and Local Governments for comment. Responding to Mr. Reeves, South Cambridgeshire District Council told the Independent that the 4-day week arrangement saves public money and has improved performance. They know better than Mr. Reeves. Okay, he doesn't know what goes on at that council. He doesn't know what goes on a council level. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. Councillor Bridget Smith, the leader of South Cambridgeshire District Council, said, "We are surprised at this latest letter, especially considering we have not received any feedback from our recent meeting with the Ministry of Housing, Community and Local Governments when we outlined how transformational our 4-day week has been. Since implementing the 4-day week, a working arrangement in which staff do 100% of their work in 32 hours each week have delivered an annual savings of almost £400,000. Maintained and improved performances. Staff turnover has decreased by 41%, and the number of applicants for roles has surged 123%. Councillor Smith also said the 4-day week had helped the councils overcome issues in planning departments and said the results speak for themselves. Remember, these people know better. These people know better than Steve Reed. She added, these independently asserted data for the trial shows that our performance has either improved or remained the same, bar 3 areas relating to housing. Independent analysis shows that these were due for factors completed independent of the 4-day working week. For example, the cost of living crisis. In fact, we are top performing council nationally in these areas, and our performance is improving further. Students have shown that 4-day week can be beneficial for staff and organisations alike. A large trial involving 61 companies and almost 3,000 workers took place in the UK from June to December 2022, saw staff working 4 days a week. Companies were not required to use one particular type of working time reduction or 4-day week. So as long as pay was maintained at 100% and employees had a meaningful reduction in work time. According to Autonomy Institute, which worked on the study, 56 of the 61 companies continued with 4-day week trial, 4-day week after the trial, with 18 making it permanent. It found that 71% of workers have reduced levels of burnout while seeing an increase in ability to balance their work and personal lives. Company revenue stayed broadly the same over the trial period, rising by 1.4% on average, weighed by company size across organisations, the study found. Number of staff leaving the firm also decreased by 57% over the trial period. And likewise, a trial in the public sector in Scotland yielded overwhelmingly positive results earlier this year. And remember, Labour want to undo this. Working at 2 Scottish public sector bodies, Accountant in Bankruptcy, AIB, and South of Scotland Enterprises, SOSE, switched to 32-hour weeks with no loss of pay or benefits during the year-long trial. A total of 259 workers are employed between the 2 organisations, with almost all participating in the trial. In both cases, staff reportedly less work-related stress and greater satisfaction with their job and work-life balance. Almost all workers at SOSE, 98%, said the 4-day week trial improved morale and motivation in the workplace, while those who reportedly feel very satisfied with their work-life balance rose from 4% to 84% after just 9 months. And this dumbass government wants to take that away for no reason whatsoever, despite the fact, that it's been proven. It's been proven on their level that it is beneficial to them. He has no idea what he's doing, Steve Reed, and this government has no idea about the benefits of a 4-day week when it's literally been proven. It's literally been proven. Absolutely dumb. It's dumb. Palestine Action hunger strikers begin legal action against the government. Legal action. Have initiated legal proceedings against the government as they accuse of it abandoning its own prison safety policy framework. A legal firm representing the activists have submitted a pre-action letter to Justice Secretary David Lammy for several imprisonments, including one who was refused food for 51 days, been hospitalised due to rapid deteriorating health. The letter dispatched on Monday outlines the group's intention to pursue legal action, citing the government's alleged abandonment of its own prison and safety policy framework. I've touched on the story yesterday, but I wasn't aware that they're taking legal action against the government on this hunger strike. That's interesting. I don't know if that's how much of that's gonna help or not. No, we'll see. Activists celebrate plans to ban hen cages and pig farming. Talked about that yesterday. Keir Starmer protect remaining UK funding to end the AIDS pandemic. Leading charities back the Independent's call to protect HIV funding. Yep. Doctors tell Streeting to make a deal to avoid strikes in 2026. He won't budge on pay, so there will be more strikes. Unless he budges on pay, there will be more strikes. Yeah, that's quite a big story as well, guys. The Fury as ban on the hunting trophies is absent from the animal welfare shake-up. You know, it's funny how fox hunting as well hasn't been banned as well. Rachel is hit by fresh blows as UK economy growth slows down again. New Equalities boss warns against demonetisation of migrants in the UK as well. UK citizens, that's a sponsored. Trump's new battleship. Ukraine strikes oil terminal planes and ships of an array of strikes inside Russia. International condemnation as Israel approves 19 new settlements in the West Bank. Yep, and nobody's doing anything about it again. What a surprise. Let's check out the front of UK. We will be doing a Good Morning show on Christmas Eve, guys, at 11 o'clock. that will not change. So if you guys want to join me for Christmas Eve morning show, we do have a big show tomorrow night as well at 8 o'clock. But yeah, if you guys want to join me for another good morning show, I do have that happening tomorrow. Greta Thunberg arrested at Palestine action protest in London. She don't look too pleased about it there. Trying to make her voice heard. Government warns council against 4 days. Yep, we touched on that. How much more will Christmas dinner cost this year? Too much. That's the answer. The answer is too much. January 2026 payment dates for benefits and patients. Toddler killed after major collision on the A1 days before Christmas. That's horrible. That's horrible. Major collision. 5 hospitals in hospital. 2-year-old toddler died in a horrific crash on the A1 just days before Christmas. 5 others have been hospitalised. Broke down on the neighbouring carriageway just past 7 and was hit by a Volkswagen at around 6:20. The little boy who had been sitting inside too. He subsequently, because of death by dangerous driving, been banned. Yeah. I wonder, obviously my absolute deepest condolences right before Christmas. Absolute terrible tragedy. I wonder if the toddler was strapped in properly and all that kind of stuff, because that stuff, you know, with the seatbelt and whatnot. But obviously, I don't know how the incident occurred. That's horrible to read, guys. I hate it. It's absolutely horrible to read. Just a quick reminder, if anyone wants to support me while as well, guys, you can consider joining the Patreon as well as buy me a coffee. I've got some good news for those who are fans of the cat pictures. I have scheduled a couple for the next couple of days coming up of cat pictures on the paid Patreon. If you are a paid member on Patreon, so you can get to see the cat pictures there. I will start posting them on there until once I get remonetized again. I'll be trying to post them daily on there. I'll try and schedule a whole bunch for the next couple of weeks for you guys on there. It's on my to-do list today as well. It's on my to-do list there. Let's have a look at the BBC here, see what they're saying here. Yep, English councils warned against adopting 4-day week again. We know about that story. UK lacks common social mobility plans, says government top advisor. Yep, these are all these stories are yesterday's stories we've seen. Ex-BNP leader Nick Griffin accused of stirring up racial hatred with a cartoon. This was yesterday evening. The former leader of the British National Party, Nick Griffin, has appeared in court accused of stirring up racial hatred for allegedly sharing a cartoon on social media that showed a giant spider with the Star of David on its head. He's been accused of sharing threatening, abusive and insulting cartoon on X in 2021 in a private prosecution by the Campaign Against Anti-Semitism. He appeared at Southwark Crown Court via video link alongside solicitor. Mr. Griffin faces 2 counts of stirring up racial hatred. Well, hopefully he faces some time for it. He's been nothing but trouble, that man. The fed up Scottish town that voted for Reform UK. That was 5 days ago. Let's check the front of UK, see what they've got there. We saw that story yesterday about the canal collapsing. Royal Christmas cards have a touchy-feeling look this year. Boy 2, yeah, we saw that story. Saw that story as well. Post Office with a deal with issued a fixed horizon errors 19 years ago. We'll make Christmas magical for pupils, but our pay is shocking. Teaching assistants have been making sure pupils experiencing the magic of Christmas only to struggle to meet the costs of the festive period for their own families, the union has said. A report commissioned by the Public Service Union Unison said their pay is too low and their heavily female-dominated profession often bears the brunt of worsening behaviours in school. Unison says school support staff often take on additional responsibilities for which they are rarely paid, with some being called upon to perform invasive medical tasks without the relevant training. The Welsh Government said he wanted to make sure that school support staff have the reconciliation support they deserve. Janet Murray, a dinner lady before making the switch to the classroom more than 20 years ago, says she loves her job and works in a very supporting school near her home in Swansea. But while the job evolved and the job changed, the pay and terms and conditions never have. In the early days of her career, she would have read the pupils and helped the teachers prepare lessons. Now her role is more specialised, often supporting children with additional needs and sometimes covering the class. We've become much more skilled. Our expenses, our experience continuously with the children has become far more important, she said. She said children needs and therefore the demands of the jobs have intensified since the COVID-19 pandemic, with pupils more anxious and less well socialised. We live in the communities where we work so often that there are children, they are community, and it's important that we're there to support them, Miss Murray said. She added our role is even more important there's ever been, but called the pay shocking. I think people would be very surprised if they knew how low the pay was. Survey data gathered by Unison in 2024 suggests the most common pay rate for school support staff members was £1,200 to £1,399 a month. That's less than what I was. Oh my god, that was less. That is less than what I was earning as a supervisor for the Entertainer. That's less than me as a retail worker. I was in a supervisor role. That's less. That's less. That's not right. That's weight. Oh my god. That pay is that's just crap. That's just so low. That pay is far too low. Assistant teachers only generally get paid for term time, and unions have long argued they should be paid for the whole year in line with other school staff, saying they take home a lower income than they would on the minimum wage of a full-time job. Kate Hunt, who's been teacher assistant at primary school for 17 years, said there were more children now were not school ready. There are children coming in traditionally, maybe they would have been out of nappies, but they're not now. Yeah, there's a responsibility on parents as well. A lot of parents are also failing on this as well, but you have to take the cost of living into account here as well. She said pay was so low they only reached the threshold to start paying income tax 5 years ago after working as a assistant teacher for more than a decade. The hospital could earn my money in 3 days. McDonald's even, you could earn much more money than what we do in school time. The only thing that keeps us there, our children, what we do for them, she said. Having recently moved from the classroom to take on the role with the union, she's worried with former colleagues facing the cost of Christmas. I do have concerns for other families with teacher assistants as their main job, she says. I honestly don't know what they are going to provide that magic at home. A report by the Labour Research Department for Unison said support staff bear the brunt of behavioural issues, including violence. Since the pandemic, they face more poor behaviour and greater numbers of pupils with complex needs. Jesus. That's just brutal. Absolutely brutal. The police report of my sexual assault was published by the tabloids. That's another story in Wales. Asylum seeker jailed for raping teenager in a park. That's in Shireland. Clinics and GP supply almost half of NI private ADHD drugs there. Husband in court charged with drugging and raping ex-wife. Some people have left the church because I'm a gay woman, says the Archbishop. Just because they're a bit different. Front of UK Sky News here. Man in court accused of drugging and repeatedly raping his ex-wife. Yeah, we just saw that. Half of Irish being Prime Minister will be replaced next year. Poll suggests it's exclusive from them there. Do you have a graph or is it just words? Just what they're saying here then. So it comes as unease continues on Labour benches about the party's position in the polls, with some significant figures rumoured to be plotting a move if May's local elections go badly. Party's chair and a Tory Tosco news at the weekend that Sakir would absolutely still be Prime Minister next Christmas. 31% think the Prime Minister will probably be replaced by this time next year, while 90% say he will definitely be out of number 10. Only 35% of people surveyed believe he has a chance of still being leader. This was also a harsh assessment of the government's handling of the economy, with 71% telling the YouGov Sky News poll that the economy had gotten worse over the last 12 months, and only 7% saying things had improved. 2,041 people surveyed between December 21st and 22nd also gave a fairly downbeat view of their own finances. Just 15% think their money situation will improve over the next year. 40% believe it will get worse, while 39% expected to stay at roughly about the same. However, it appears pessimism has subsided slightly compared with the direct aftermath of November's much anticipated budget. A month ago, 56% said they expected their financial situation to get worse, and 75% the government was managing the economy badly. Labour remains second in the polls, but up 2% points on last week, and now sits at 20%. A separate YouGov survey of more than 2,200 people suggested. Reform Russia lead the way when it comes to people voting intentions, but Nigel Farage's party is down from 28 to 25% week on week. The Tories are narrowly on third on 19%, up from 17%. Liberal Democrats on 15, up from 14, and the Greens are down from 17% last week. Interesting, the Greens took a tumble there. Interesting. That's an interesting polling there. Why the UK is in extraordinary times over its climate. Soaring rise in strangulation and suffocation charges. Yeah, that's absolutely horrible. How does your non-hate crime incidents should be scrapped, police leader says. Hundreds of pubs have banned Labour MPs. Britons are less well off than they were in 2019, and these figures show it. How a Leicester roundabout could decide the UK's next Prime Minister. I don't know how that would work, but okay, sure. Rachel Reeves' spring budget date is revealed. We have a date here, do we? Spring forecast, March the 3rd, 2026. Excuse me 1 second. Let me just write that down. No, not there. On Sorry, 1 second, guys. Spring statement from the Chancellor. Just making a note of that. Just see what you guys are saying in the chat. Australia, the land of milk and honey, says Tom Jones there. Is a Southern light for being fair and balanced, mate. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Pete, I know I need to go to Lou. Okay. Lying in bed and starving. Okay. Alright, I'm not going to be talking about those comments there. Guys talking about something else there. Medieval times, the higher uppers gained the workers a lot of downtime, so they were fresh for workers when required, says Pete's music there. That was a while ago. And everyone's saying hello to each other there. Are you streaming this Eve? Yes, I'm streaming Christmas Eve at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock I'm streaming, yes. I'm not streaming on Christmas Day. No live streams on Christmas Day. So I have Good Morning Show tomorrow at 11 o'clock normal time, and then we will have a Christmas Eve special. No politics. It's just going to be good news and funny news and a bit of laughter, pretty much. So that's what you're getting. You're getting a fun show tomorrow evening on Christmas Eve. So if you guys want to join me for that, feel free to do so. Yeah. So I just wanted to date for the spring budget there. Got about 9 minutes left. I don't know how much I can get out of 9 minutes here, but we'll have a look anyway and see what they're saying here. Then I'll have a look and see. Not tonight. I was gonna I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna do one at 6 o'clock. I'm not. I don't do ones on Tuesday at around 8 o'clock because Max goes live and I don't clash with Max. Normally I would do a one at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday, but I haven't scheduled one. I'm probably not going to do it. It's tonight. I do have other stuff to do as well, to be fair. Other stuff to do. I need to, look, in all seriousness, because I'm demonetized, I do need to make sure I have work ready for the wrestling page as well. That does take work, and I am still getting paid from that. So I do need to take care of that as well. So that's probably another reason why I'm not going to live stream tonight as well. Right, let's have a look at the Guardian before we head out. We might wrap up a bit early today, guys. A former Tory councillor in court accused of drugging and raping ex-wife. Reform plan to cap aid at 1 billion would damage into UK's international influence, critics warn. They've got an exclusive here. So campaigners say slashing overseas aid would leave UK unable to meet existing commitments. That's true. Plans by Reform Russia to slash the aid budget by 90% would not cover existing contributions to global bodies such as the UN and World Bank, shedding Britain's international influence and risking its standing with those organisations, charities, and other parties have warned. This is exactly what Russia wants. They want us to isolate ourselves from the world. Under the cuts announced by Nigel Farage in November, overseas aid would be capped at £1 billion a year, or about 0.03% of GDP. So Keir Starmer's government is already set to reduce aid from 0.5%. Which means lots and lots of people across the world will die as a direct result of this action, to 0.3% by 2027. But even that lower proportion would still amount to £9 billion a year. If a reform government attempted to cut aid to £1 billion, it would involve cutting back existing multi-year commitments to organisations as well as global efforts connected to vaccinations and other health initiatives. Multilateral overseas aid totaling £2.8 billion in 2024 in the most recent year, which detailed figures are available. I think the other thing as well is what this does is that if we continue to rescind in the way that we are doing, it only opens up the door for other countries to take those spots as well. We lose influence in the world in doing so. Like, people will argue, yeah, but we'll have more money in our pocket, will we? Will we have more money? Like, is that money like, let's just say hypothetically, yeah, the reform did that. Do you honestly think that money is going to go straight into? It's going to go straight to our NHS. It's going to go straight to. It's going to go into the Treasury coffers. Is it actually going to go where money is going to go towards the British public? Because I don't believe that for a second. No, I'm very hard time believing that. Putin, Netanyahu, Trump are axis of evil, mate. Yeah, that's true. You're going to go live at 6 o'clock? Yeah, that's fine, Witchigoff. Go live at 6. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm probably not going to go live this afternoon. There. Multilateral overseas aid totaling $2.8 billion in 2024, the most recent year for which detailed figures are available. UK's existing commitments to the UN, the World Bank, International Development Association, Gavi Vaccination Alliance, and the Global Fund to fight AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, totaling more than £1.6 billion a year. Cutting those immediately would be difficult, with most settlements agreed over several years. Even if the total could be brought down to $1 billion, there would be no funding left to respond to new natural disasters such as Hurricane Melissa, which devastated Jamaica in October. Yeah, see, reform would not want us supporting other nations in disarray at all there. And again, this plays into Russia's hands, isolating us from the world. This is what they want to do. The Umbrella Group for Development NGO said £1 billion limit would drastically reduce the UK's government capacity to play a role in the global fight against disease. Yep. Poverty and inequality leave no scope to help with future disasters and conflicts. Yeah, they would have no influence. The UK would lose a lot of influence. I mean, it's already losing quite a lot because we lost a lot of influence because of Brexit, but we're losing even more just by the decisions that this government is making to reduce foreign aid. Further cuts will also mean failing to honour our existing commitments to international institutions, damaging the UK's reputation as a reliable global partner and undermining its presence as a key making forums. A budget of $1 billion would put the UK aid below that of Russia and China, weakening our own national interests while leaving opportunities for other states to gain influence. Yeah, this is exactly what would happen. Yeah, because if we would step down, step away, others would take over this position. It's very dangerous. This is very very concerning indeed. Why did it come back to politics? We still got 4 minutes here. Inheritance tax for farmers to kick in at 2.5 million in government U-turn. Oh, they've done a U-turn. Some kind of U-turn. Inheritance tax for farmers to kick in at 2.5 million, not 1 million as planned in government U-turn to help farming communities. Okay, that's just from 15 minutes ago. That's a start. Defra says 85% of farms will be protected from higher inheritance tax following today's U-turn. That's a good positive. That's a good positive. Show me. The Department of Environment through Rural Affairs has taken the lead, announcing today's farm inheritance tax U-turn, not the Treasury, which pushed the policy in the first place. One of the reasons why it's particularly controversial was because Steve Reed, the former Environment Secretary, told farms when he was Shadow Environment Secretary before the election that their farms would be safe from inheritance tax. Defra said today the change will significantly reduce the number of farms affected by the higher era inheritance tax bills. Number of states claiming agricultural property relief. Yeah, most of the states will benefit in inheritance tax. I'll have to read up more on this. I'm sure Phil Morehouse will cover this in a video as well. Okay. Okay, I'm glad they've done this. I'm glad they've done this. I'm glad they've done this. They've listened in the end. I'm glad they have. Lib Dems call for the creation of fly tipping hotline to improve reporting and mounting rubbish problems. Yep, I think that's definitely something that should be reported. I'm definitely in favour of something like that as well, for sure. Interesting stuff there. That's interesting news there as we come to the end of the... as we're just nearly out here. Andy Burnham apologises for past police LGBTQ discrimination, he says there. Young care leavers in England to get free prescriptions, dental and eye services there. Keir Starmer, yep, we know about that story. Let's have a look at the front of UK before we head out. Tory councillor accused in court of dragging and drugging. That's right. Philip Young appears to Sweden Magistrate Court's charge of 56 offences related to a 13-year period. Former Tory councillor appeared in court charged with drugging and raping his wife over a period of 13 years. Jesus. Described as a white British, appeared in Swindon Magistrates Courts with 56 offences, including multiple counts of rape. Substances. He's also accused of vulgarism, possession of indecent images of children, possession of extremist images. My God, what a disgusting individual. What a disgusting individual. Jesus. Former Tory councillor as well. Guardian Readers Christmas Appeal. Donations passes £500,000. That's good there. Any other stories here? Those are stories we've already seen there. Okay. I think we've covered more than enough there. Let me just have a quick check to see if anyone's added any buy me coffees today. Nope. So we're looking at anyone's joined the Patreon while we're here. Nope, none today. That's fine. Okay. I had some very generous buy me coffees yesterday, to be fair. Guys, if you want to financially support me in the work that I do consider joining the Patreon for a small fee. You'll get I'm going to post some cat pictures on there for you guys, and also you'll see there's some holiday pictures that I've been sharing on there. That's kind of something that I've already been added. So I'm going to give a little bit more to paid members on Patreon as well. And if you guys want to just send me any kind, buy me a coffees, the link for that is in the description. It's Reganelite K. There, not Reganelite, but for some reason I've got two buy me a coffees on there, guys. I know it's a bit weird, but if you guys want to, do check that. Do let me know. I will obviously, and I will add you here, guys. See these names down below. These are all the wonderful, lovely people who have either joined Patreon or buy me a coffee since I got demonetized by YouTube. So thank you to everyone who has done. Obviously, if you can't yourself, that's no big deal. But thank you guys all for coming along. Thank you guys for all your comments as well. Appreciate you guys coming out to support me here. I will be back live tomorrow at 11 a.m. for another good morning show. So if you want to join me on Christmas Eve for another good morning show, join me for that. Also, a reminder, don't miss it. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. If you can't make tomorrow's good morning show, 8 p.m. on Christmas Eve, I'll be doing a fun, lovely, fun show for you guys here. We're going to have some funny videos. We're going to have some funny news stories. We're going to have some lovely, good, warm-hearted stories. No real politicking. It's just going to have some fun on Christmas Eve. So join me for that show, guys. It is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Check on the home tab for when I go next live on the channel as well. That's where you can go. And you can also follow me on all my socials down below as well. I also have a free Discord community you can join us on as well. But yeah, check out the home tab. It'll tell you when the next upcoming live stream is going to be as well, guys. So enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you guys are doing. But on your way out, if you can, just for me, please hit that like button. Share this across social media. Subscribe if you haven't to already. And thank you all so much for watching. And I hope to catch you all very, very soon.